Hello, this is the video tutorial for VirtualRollCall for administrator type users. So these credentials here belong to an administrator type user. So as we log in, we're going to be prompted with the administrator page. Now, administrator can have different functionalities, which are register user. We can edit and view the user's informations. We can edit archives, add new categories to the system, and view logs. So if we try to register a user, which is the first functionality, we're gonna try it right quick. We have Mark Cohen, and let's say our username is Mark, and our password is gonna be Mark. Now we have here the type of officer. So we have three types: if it's an officer, supervisor, or an administrator. So for testing purposes, we will do an officer, and we will select the shift that they're working on. So they can be working on shift A, B, or C. We're going to put as shift A, and we are going to register the user. User has successfully registered, and we'll delete the page. Now if we check, the user should be in our list, which is the next step. Now obviously this has some errors. Checking if you are missing all the any information here, it will prompt you. Now the second activity is edit and view the user's information. Now as you can see here, there's an option here that tells you where the user is logged in at that specific moment. Now if you notice here, this is the user that we just added just right now, which is an officer working on shift A. Now if we try to edit the user's information, we can just click on edit and say the officer changed the shift to shift B, so we can just change this. If we try to change the password, we'll do Mark1, and then we save that information, then it will update it. And now if you notice here, he's working on shift B. So this is really pretty much everything that has to do with editing the user's information. Obviously we'll give the option of change the name, the first name, the username. Also you can change it as long as there isn't any information, any username rather, regarding other officers. Now we can also delete this user. Say we don't want to have him in the system anymore, so we can just click here and it will prompt if we want to delete it, and if you say confirm, then we'll delete the user. And if you notice here, it will not show here anymore. If he tries to log in with those credentials, obviously it's not going to let him because those credentials are no longer valid. Now the third option is edit archives. Now edit archives is not yet implemented. This is something that has to be done in the future. The next implementation is adding new categories. So these are the different categories that pretty much all the officers can access right now. So we have polos, we have internal memos, messages from the chief, lineup, and training. So say we want to add a new category. Say it's going to be new category, and we click save, and that new category is now here. The remove option is not yet implemented. It will prompt you with the information confirm box, but it won't actually, it's not required work that needs to be done. The view logs, this is where you view the logs of all the officers, meaning if the officers are viewing the documents or not. So if we click on Frank, we can see what documents they're watching, or they have watched. This will tell you for how long they actually saw it for, and this is the date with the time that I actually opened the document. So I also added a search bar here for simplicity purposes. I made it so it searches for everything here. So if we try to search for the documents test.pdf, we can just do test.pdf and it will filter for us. If we try to see the date that they were viewing documents on, we can just filter for the date. So we're gonna filter only the 12th of the 2nd of December rather. So we'll do 2015 12, and if you notice here, it's filtering as we're writing these things, so the user doesn't have to be worried too much about this. Now the administrator type user is a super user, so you can also view things as any type of user. So in order to do this, you can just click on more, you can click on view as, and then we have this different options here. We can view it as a supervisor, and we can view it as an officer. So as an example, we'll click on Views Officer, and it'll send us to the officer page. Now, keep in mind that regardless of you being able to go into the officer's page, you're still viewing it as your credentials. So if you try to check for something here, it will log it as your credentials.